On a cold December day in 1872, the Atlantic Ocean unveiled a mystery that sent chills through the world. Beneath a gray sky, where waves howled and the wind wailed like mourning spirits, a merchant ship named Mary Celeste drifted aimlessly, 400 miles east of the Azores. Not a soul in sight. Not a single sound. Only tattered sails fluttered like lost souls in the wind. The ship, though still intact, seemed abandoned in the vast ocean, as if her entire crew had vanished into thin air. Mary Celeste was no ordinary vessel. She carried hundreds of barrels of industrial alcohol, bound from New York to Genoa, Italy, with 10 people aboard: Captain Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned sailor, his young wife Sarah and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 experienced crewmen. But when the crew of the Dei Grazia discovered Mary Celeste, they were met with a silence so eerie it chilled them to the bone. There were no signs of a struggle. No blood. No explanation. The deck was empty, as if everyone had just been there moments before. Sails were partially set, ropes tangled, yet the ship floated steadily. In the galley, a meal sat unfinished. Bowls neatly arranged on the table, coffee still warm in cups, as if awaiting someone's return. Mrs. Sarah's sewing machine sat quietly, the needle still threaded through a piece of fabric. In the captain's cabin, little Sophia's toys lay scattered on the floor, as if she had just been playing. But the strangest detail? The ship's only lifeboat was missing, while everything else, from cargo to navigational instruments, remained untouched. There were no signs of a storm or pirate attack. The ship's logbook, which might have held clues, was missing, leaving only a few sparse entries describing normal weather from days earlier. The compass was damaged, but not enough to explain why the crew would abandon ship. The cargo, 1,700 barrels of alcohol, was sealed and untouched. Provisions were plentiful, enough to last 6 months at sea. So what could have driven 10 people, including a family, to vanish without a trace? Did they flee from some unseen threat, or were they drawn into a mystery beyond human understanding? Picture the scene: a ghostly ship adrift on the ocean, crimson twilight casting blood-red hues on its torn sails. The sound of waves slapping against the hull mingled with the whistling wind, forming a haunting symphony. As the Dei Grazia crew boarded Mary Celeste, an unshakable unease crept over them. Every step they took echoed on the wooden deck, as though the ship whispered secrets it refused to reveal. They searched every corner, from the sleeping quarters to the cargo hold, finding only emptiness. No notes. No cries for help. Only a terrifying silence. The mystery of Mary Celeste is more than a tale of an abandoned ship. It's a riddle that defies all logic, a nightmare at sea that forces one to ask: was there something, or someone, that pulled the entire crew into the shadows? Or was it the ocean itself, with its ancient and unknowable power, that swallowed them whole without a trace? As night fell and moonlight bathed the empty deck, Mary Celeste stood like a silent witness, carrying a secret that, more than a century later, humanity still cannot unravel. When the Mary Celeste was found drifting across the Atlantic Ocean, completely abandoned, it was not just a deserted ship. It was a chilling enigma that defied all imagination. The crew of the Dei Grazia searched every corner, but found no trace of Captain Benjamin Briggs, his family, or the 7 crew members. The ship's only lifeboat was gone, yet there were no signs of violence, no explanation. So what truly happened? For over a century, countless theories have emerged, from logical possibilities to supernatural legends, turning the Mary Celeste into an immortal mystery. Let's begin with the first theory: mutiny. Picture a pitch-black night on the open sea, moonlight casting eerie glows across the deck. A group of sailors, perhaps drunk from the cargo of alcohol or driven by resentment toward the captain, draw their swords and knives, ready to overthrow command. The clash of metal echoes in the dark, shadows wrestle beneath the sails. But this theory quickly crumbles. There was no blood, no signs of struggle anywhere on the ship. The dining table remained set with dishes, as if everyone had left in peace. And if it had been mutiny, why did no one stay behind to take over the ship? Why was valuable cargo, worth thousands of dollars, left untouched? Next comes the theory of piracy, a tale full of drama. Imagine a pirate vessel silently approaching Mary Celeste under a blanket of fog. Savage pirates, eyes gleaming with greed, storm the deck, kidnapping the crew and looting everything in sight. Yet reality contradicts this scene. The cargo hold, filled with industrial alcohol, remained sealed and undisturbed. Personal belongings, from little Sophia's toys to Sarah's sewing machine, were still in place. Pirates wouldn't have left such a valuable ship behind. And if it had been a kidnapping, why was there no distress signal, no signs of resistance? Then there are the supernatural tales, the whispered legends that send chills down sailors' spines. Some believe the Mary Celeste encountered a paranormal force. Perhaps a ghostly waterspout sucked the crew into another dimension. Or maybe the ship sailed through a cursed stretch of sea, where ancient ocean spirits claimed lives as tribute. Picture the ocean shrouded in fog, whispers rising from the waves, enough to shake even the bravest of seamen. Though there's no evidence, these stories spread quickly, weaving the legend of a haunted ship. All these theories, while fascinating, lack one crucial element: evidence. No ship's log, no wreckage from the lifeboat, not a single solid clue. Yet it is precisely this lack of answers that transformed Mary Celeste into a cultural icon. Since the late 19th century, its story has inspired countless novels, songs, and artworks. Paintings from that era depict Mary Celeste adrift beneath an eerie glow, like a vessel abandoned by fate itself. In 20th century horror films and literature, it became known as a ghost ship, a symbol of the fear of the endless sea and the unknown. Imagine the taverns by the harbors, where sailors whisper about Mary Celeste by flickering candlelight. The tale passed from port to port, from Europe to America, growing darker with every retelling. It became part of maritime folklore, a warning about the deep secrets the ocean keeps. Even today, the name Mary Celeste sends a shiver down the spine, as if the ship is still out there somewhere, drifting with the secrets of 10 souls who vanished without a trace. But could the truth be something as simple as a storm, a human error? Or is it something far darker? More than a century and a half has passed since the Mary Celeste was found drifting in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Yet the mystery of the ship and its missing crew still lingers like a ghost haunting humanity. No distress signal, no wreckage from the lifeboat, not a single page from the ship's log to offer a clue. The vessel, with its cargo untouched and half-eaten meals still on the table, stood silently, like a mute witness challenging every attempt to unravel its secrets. What could have caused 10 people, from Captain Benjamin Briggs to his young daughter Sophia, to vanish without a trace? And why, after all these years, does the Mary Celeste remain an unsolved puzzle? Picture the ocean on a moonless night, waves crashing like the heartbeat of an invisible entity. Could it have been a sudden storm that struck, forcing the crew to abandon ship in panic? But if so, why were there no signs of serious damage on the Mary Celeste? Another theory suggests that the cargo of alcohol, highly flammable, may have caused a small explosion or released toxic fumes, compelling the crew to escape aboard the lifeboat. Yet there were no burn marks, no signs of chaos or panic. Could they have encountered a rare natural phenomenon, like a sudden rogue wave or a strange low-pressure system, that swept them away? These questions, left unanswered, only deepen the enigma. The absence of evidence turned Mary Celeste into legend. No ship's log, no witnesses, just scattered fragments left behind for future generations. The image of the ship drifting silently, blood-red sunset casting eerie light on its tattered sails, seems to tell a story no one can truly understand. This ambiguity has fueled countless horror tales, making people wonder if the ocean is hiding a secret beyond human comprehension. A supernatural force? A fatal mistake? Or simply the merciless nature of the sea? Even today, researchers continue their pursuit of answers. Modern expeditions, equipped with sonar scans and advanced submersibles, search the ocean floor for the wreckage or any sign of the missing lifeboat. Imagine scientists leaning over monitors, the glow of blue light reflecting on their faces as they confront an ancient riddle. But even with cutting-edge technology, no answers have emerged. Some historians believe the Mary Celeste may have encountered an extreme and undocumented weather phenomenon, while others suggest Captain Briggs gave the order to abandon ship under a mistaken belief of danger. Still, no one can say for sure. If the ship remains somewhere beneath the ocean's depths, it seems determined to guard its secret forever. What makes the Mary Celeste so compelling is not just the mystery itself, but how it embeds itself into the human imagination. From smoke-filled taverns of the 19th century to modern horror films, the story of the ghost ship has become a staple of popular culture. It stands as a symbol of our fear of the unknown, a chilling reminder that the ocean, though beautiful, is never without peril. The image of Mary Celeste adrift in the mist, like an eternal phantom, still sends shivers down the spine. This story, over 150 years old, is still alive, still haunting, as if the ship is still out there, silently drifting, waiting to be discovered. And now it's your turn. What do you think happened to the Mary Celeste? A human error, a natural phenomenon, or something far more mysterious? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're captivated by maritime mysteries and haunting historical tales, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss our next videos. And if you want to dive deeper, explore the archives on maritime history websites or books dedicated to oceanic mysteries. The secret of the ghost ship is still waiting for you to uncover.